All right, guys. So I welcome you all today for this final class on this accident and sickness module. And we're going to cover chapter number 7 and 8 together because these are not the most extensive chapters, but at the same time, they are more related towards how you should be filling up applications, how you should be properly doing the need analysis. Remember the last chapter, chapter number 6, we've done is client profiling. How should you consider clients' financial situation, personal situation, business situation, other situations. Today we're going to be focusing on while filling up application or while making a recommendation, because once you assess the client's information, now is the time to provide what? Recommendation. Suggestion. Next time is suggestion. So how do you provide suggestions and recommendations? What are the things to follow? What mistakes normally advisors do that we need to avoid? And what is an ideal recommendation? So we're going to talk about that today, which is the chapter name is insurance recommendation, contract, and service needs. All right. So having said that, first thing first is they talk about that recommendations. Whenever you make a recommendation, make sure the recommendation is the best interest in the best interest of the client, and you make a writing note of that recommendation. Why is that important? For legal requirements, for documentary purposes, you're bound to maintain a client's record, which is a client's file and profile for at least 5 years. Right now, this is regulatory requirements, and they want that whatever recommendation you make, at least give client 3 different recommendation of products. At least bare minimum, give them 3 comparables, and then let the client decide on that what recommendation the client chooses as the best recommendation. And even though if the client is only choosing 1 out of 3, you still need to plug in the remaining things into that contract. Okay, you still need to keep a record of everything, even those 2 options that you showed but client did not pick up. You need to maintain that you showed all these things as a proof that you have done your proper work. So that is known as recommendation. Now, while making recommendation, you need to know that premiums are an important thing for the people. Sometimes, their income potential, maybe they're able to only afford certain amount of budget. And we know as an advisor how we can play with the design. Remember, as a designing a disability or critical illness, we have first of all the waiting period. You can have 0-day waiting period, 30-day waiting period, 90 days. Clients don't know these things. We as an advisor know these things. Client will only say an objection, this budget might be a little bit higher for me. They only give you this objection. You need to understand how you can create a circumstance that without compromising client's basic need, you still provide some kind of solution. And in that, you can you can increase a waiting period. If you increase the waiting period of a plan, the premiums will go down. You can reduce the benefit period. Waiting period is when benefits start flowing to you. Benefit period is how many years benefit you want, 2 years, 5 years, or till age 65. The longer the benefit period, the higher the premiums are. So if some clients want to reduce, you can reduce the benefit period. And after these 2 things, if after that client still want that he cannot afford it, he has a lesser budget, then unfortunately you have to reduce what? Benefit amount. Before maybe it was a $500,000 policy, now you have to reduce it to maybe 300,000. That's the only way. But always remember, reducing the benefit amount should be advisor's last priority. First you have seen waiting period, then you have seen the benefit period. After once those 2 things are done, then you think about reducing the amount, because amount you normally get from a proper need analysis. If you under protect somebody, now the proper protection is not there. So make sure you tell the client, hey, this is the last option. If I try to reduce your benefit amount, that would be not the ideal scenario for your family. You wish to do that, I can do that, because that's the last option I have to reduce your premiums. Okay, so this is, you can deal with that, and you can get this done this way. Now, after that, next topic that I want to discuss with you is different type of plan. Once the company approves them, number one plan they approve them is standard. That means they approve as is. Your health is good, everything is good. They showed you the illustration. They accept you as is. That is standard plan. Second is non-standard plan. Non-standard plan is also I called rated plan sometime. Non-standard means if you're involved in some kind of dangerous activities like scuba diving, you're a pilot of a plane, then they put those exclusions first of all, that okay, if something has to happen due to these things, that you are a part of your profession or hobby, you are not protected. First, they can add exclusions, and then also they can increase the premiums. So that means they can rate a policy which is not standard policy. Sounds good? So these are the two type of plan. And the third one is uninsurable. Uninsurable means they decline the application simply. They say, okay, as per our understanding, we're not able to provide you with this service or product, is simply because you're uninsurable for us. You might try another company. They'll give you in writing this kind of things, and then you can try some other company. So these are the modifications of different plans. You can ask me questions, guys. If you have any question, you can raise your hand and ask me the question in the middle. Yes, Mary.
Okay, so why uninsurable? Like, is there any option for that? Like there's some criteria for that? Like, for I understand, like if someone have the critical illness and that's uninsurable,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He or she already have it, any
Mm-hmm.
kind of cancer or anything coming in. But other than that, what are or I can say, like if someone like at the last stage or doctor give them some time, so that's uninsurable. So these
So
two
Mary,
things I understand.
yes, you're absolutely right. So only the uninsurable question should be when somebody has a terminal illness. Terminal illness
Okay.
means they only have limited days to live. Now, somebody is in that stage of cancer that they are on palliative therapy. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot do anything. So if you already get diagnosed with a terminal illness and you're bound to die, then you become uninsurable for companies. Simply. Otherwise, majority of the case, yes, they can add a rating, they can add exclusions, but they will approve you. But uninsurable means when they figure out that by doing everything, you still don't have enough days to live with. And that is terminal illness normally, when you have to unfortunately tell somebody, hey, you are uninsurable, because no company is willing to approve you. But that's
Okay.
very, very rare when you are diagnosed with something that there is no more treatment. You're just counting on your days. Okay,
Mm.
sounds good. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Majority of the time they will issue a rated policy or add some exclusions. Mostly they do that and they approve everybody. Then very last option, then if somebody is uninsurable, that means they have terminal illness. Okay, good one that you asked this question. Another way of reducing the premiums for extended healthcare plans. Anybody can tell me what insurances come under extended healthcare plans? Travel
Ex-
insurance and health
Excellent.
and dental.
He-
Health and dental.
Health and yeah.
These are the two types that comes under extended health insurances, right? Under the umbrella of accident and sickness module. So in health and dental plan, there is one thing that is known as deductible and co-pay, right? We've discussed that thing in detail, that how client has to pay from their own pocket in the beginning as a co-pay. So let's say my client says $300 per month is a big value for me and I cannot afford this plan. Can you reduce it? Being an advisor, you need to know how you can reduce it, the quotation. You can reduce it by increasing the copay. Before, they maybe if they're paying 20% from their pocket, you can increase it to 30%. The premiums, monthly premium will go down. Or you can increase the deductible. Deductible is that amount that you have to pay one time every year before receiving the other benefit from the policy. That is known as deductibles. You can increase the deductible value. The bigger the deductible amount, that means this money you have to pay from your pocket first, and then insurance company will start paying you and covering you your other bills. If you increase deductible or you increase your copay, that means you automatically reduce or bring the monthly premiums down. So that's also a way, but mostly deductibles and co-pays are only into health and dental plans. Sounds good? Jaya, any questions so far?
No, all good. That piece of
Okay,
information
awesome,
was
awesome.
very helpful.
Next topic is providing quotes. Providing quotes is absolutely about providing clients at least 3, 4 different quotation from 3, 4 different companies. That means is providing quotes, and whatever you provide, you maintain a record of that in your file. Simple as that. The one that client chooses always get a signature on that quotation, Everything else as a comparable, keep that in your file. But it's your duty, it's our duty as an advisor to show 2-3 different quotations from 2-3 different plans and companies. Documenting the recommendation, it's very important. I don't need to talk about it. Everything you need to do in this industry, you need to document it, and you need to maintain the records for 5 years at least. Rationale for recommendation. Now there is also one thing, I will train you guys someday on the whole package as well. Like when you serve a client, what are the paperwork to complete? It's a complete documentation process. Someday I'll put up a special class and I will train you on how to document proper documentation. Once you do a proper documentation for your client, that requires you to write down everything for the client, that okay, why I'm suggesting this to you, what we spoke about, what were your top 3 goals, what kind of information we discussed in that education session, I'm designing this plan for you, why this for you, because you had this thing. So whatever the rationale you provide as a recommendation, you need to write notes. How we write minutes of meeting, right? Minutes of meetings. Similarly, you need to write minutes of meeting of your whole conversation and keep a record in your client file. This is known as a rationale for recommendation. Why? On what grounds you provide this recommendation? Next is attention to details. Okay, in application, attention to detail is very important. Like for example, what comes in attention to detail? Attention to detail includes that how an agent correctly specifies the type of insurance and its coverage. What does that mean? That means, let's say if I'm discussing with Mehreen her scenarios and everything, the income potential, the need, the financial need analysis, and her personal profile, then I, being an advisor, know what could be the right product for her. I'm the best one who knows. So I need to find out what best coverage she needs and what could be the best product for her. Side by side, I also need to make sure that once I fill up the application, I ask each and every question to Mehreen and help Mehreen understand the meaning of all questions. Because our failure to answer the questions right might cause Mehreen to maybe get not get an approval, maybe, right? So it's very, very important that when we're sitting down with our clients, we are helping our clients to understand each and every question while filling up application and answer right to the best of our abilities, right? If you can remember the months and years, provide the dates, because the more clear and more specific you are, the better chances it is for you that your plan will be approved. It might take a delay, but that will be approved. That means paying attention to small details, right? That also includes if you're sitting down with a client and you can smell from the client clothes that there's a smell of tobacco or smoking, and the client is saying that he does not smoke. It is your responsibility to write down in a comment box or in notes that I could smell tobacco, but client apparently says that he does not smoke. So I'm just letting this letting this uh, company know this, that you can do a urine test or whatever test it is to verify, because I felt or I smell a little bit tobacco from the client's clothes. This is also include, that also means paying attention to small details. It's also included in beneficiary. I still remember when I was writing down the application and filling up an application with Mehreen. She knows how extensively it took us maybe 1 hour to complete that application, because there were so many questions, so many information that we need to provide them. Beneficiaries, how many beneficiaries, first you name primary beneficiary, what percentage, make sure you're writing the right names, right date of birth, relation. This is a responsibility of an agent, because tomorrow with our negligence, there may be a dispute while at the time of a claim. So it's responsibility of an agent that make client aware that okay, this might be an hour process, but we want this best for you. We don't want you to get irritated while you're filing a claim and you then find out that something was not provided right. So it's important that you pay attention while filling up application. If anybody has any question, you can ask me, continue asking me. All right, Jaya. Merin, you have a question? Okay, Manur. Agent's contribution to the application. What is advisors or contribution to the application? So my contribution would be, I will sit down with the client and I will read all the questions and help the client understand all the questions, and then help client answer the right questions as well. So this is my responsibility as an agent. Other than that, it's also my responsibility to ask client their hobbies, whether they're part of any hazardous sport, they have any, bad habit that is important for their insurability, or we want to convey this to the company. That's also part of agent responsibility to figure out and find out. Also, financial suspicions. Remember FinTrack? This is also agent responsibility. If you are having conversation and you're finding out that the client is providing misleading information about the funds or finances, it's your responsibility to update FinTrack within the specified amount of days, or at least tell this to insurance company that you find the suspicion. Guys, you need to understand, once we fill up an application or sit down with a client, company is interested to find out two things. They do two kind of underwriting. Number one underwriting is health underwriting, that they call medical underwriting, that they want to know personal information, genders, everything, medical history, family history, current scenario. That is called medical underwriting. And second underwriting that companies side by side doing is the financial underwriting, because they're asking you, where do you work, what is your annual source of income, where are you funding the premiums for this policy, what is the purpose of this one, why this. So they also want that somebody income is very low, why are they getting $5 million insurance, or vice versa. So this is important. Companies do two kind of underwriting. One is medical underwriting and second one is financial underwriting. And agent has a big role. If you find suspicious behaviors when you ask medical question from the client, you write down in the comments. If you find suspicious answers from the client about funds, you also write down in the comments and let insurance company know and other companies know about it. Sounds good? This is also agent responsibility. What else is important here? Medical exam. Yes, that's also sometimes agents and advisor responsibility. Let's say you filed up an application. Now application is received by the insurer, but insurer wants the client to undergo a medical exam. Now who will book that exam for the client? Important. Company will not do it. You as an advisor will book an exam for your client. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna call your client, hey, you know what, company wants you to book up a special medical exam, and Dynacare or blah blah blah, so and so is the company. What is your best availability? Once Marine tells me the best availability, I will inform that to the company and they'll try to set up an appointment for Marine. Somebody will come to the client's house, take the blood samples, urine sample, and then they will go away from there. So it's basically client's advisor's responsibility to actually book up a medical. Sounds good? Okay. Now the next thing is that I want to discuss is confirmation of income. Yes, when you're recommending somebody a disability insurance, you know what is important. Disability insurance is an insurance that replaces someone's income, right? It's a replacement to someone's income. In that regard, as an advisor, it is your responsibility to ask a client. If client is telling you, hey, I make this much money, at least see their notice of assessment, see their T4s, see their all the other documents that government provides them, so that you can verify their income. Especially it's important for which kind of plan? Disability insurance, because disability insurance will only be paid out if you can show loss of income proof to the company, right? So you need to see their income firsthand before you can tell them a loss of income proof. Next is underwriting by insurer. Forget about it, I told you about this. Anybody can tell me what morbidity rates are or mortality rates are?
I guess it's depending on the race. Mortality rate. Sometimes special like race have some time period, or they have like extra, or some the disease content, like they are inherited. So that's called calculate the mortality rate for them. So that's I guess what I'm guessing is that's we can take it in the rated one.
Okay, so very right. Mortality rate is a death rate. Basically, mortality rate is a death rate that how fast people are dying. What is the rate this year? How many people have died in the world? Mortality rate you can globally calculate, or you can calculate in your province, or you can calculate in your country. So mortality rates, how many people are dying. Morbidity rates mean how many people are getting disabled. How many
Yeah.
people are losing on quality of life? How
Yeah.
many are not able to live a lifestyle? Yes, Marine.
Yeah. For example, in the COVID era,
Yeah.
so for the COVID time, in the start of COVID, when the death rate is so high, so insurance is changing. But when we get the vaccination and death rate is going down, so like in case you get the COVID, there is less chance of your death. Same with the basically disability due to the COVID, because sometimes the people bodies they react according to the race, and they get basically some disease like the heart disease, permanent something like that, stroke. So morbidity rate is also increases during the COVID, even after the vaccination. So I guess, for example, it's the perfect example for me for the insurance calculations.
Very true, very true. So that's why I mentioned about this thing. Uh, Remember, you know that there are type of policies: cancelable, non-cancelable, guaranteed issue. Remember, we discuss everything in the disability chapter. So uh, we have read in guaranteed renew or in some kind of policy, the insurer, that means company, can increase the rate of premium for whole class. Why they increase it? Based on some of these things. If the morbidity rate of the country is going high, then they will increase premium for everybody, the whole nation or the whole people who are having the policy. So that's why these mortality rates, if the mortality rates are going high, the life insurance premiums for everybody will generally go up, right? How does these things affect the insurance industry? That is why it's important to consider what are the morbidity rates this year, what are the mortality rates this year. You know, many people sometimes they don't have any accident throughout the year and still their auto insurance premium go up. And sometimes we think like, why the premiums are going up? I have a clean record. Didn't have any accident. But the reason behind is maybe overall administrative cost and expense for the company went up. Maybe they had to pay more claims last year. Maybe they had to had more ratings and exclusions, morbidity rates. That these are the factors that can decide and that can, you know, make a powerful ground for the insurance company to increase the premiums amount. So that's how these things are also considered. Yes, Mehreen.
For example, I can continue with the accident rate one. Like if we look at only in the GTA, so Brampton side or Mississauga side, because they have more Desi community, the insurance rate is very very high there. But if you came to the other part of GTA, where like the mixed ones and more like the Canadian ones, there the insurance rate is less, just because like they are just driving in a rash way, like the back home in the Brampton and Mississauga, they are like the most I guess higher rates there. Even in the Vancouver side is the more insurance rates and more auto insurance rates there.
Yeah, that's so true, and I'm talking about why it happens. It happens because in Brampton, maybe more number of claims they have to pay. So when company has to pay more claims, they automatically increase the prices for that. They red flag that area, right? If in some area, like for example in Montreal, there are a lot of theft going on with the cars, so they red flag the Montreal area. Now they're increasing the. So insurance company is not mad, is not foolish company that they're doing it just for their fun. They have solid grounds understanding why they are doing some things. But we need to understand as an advisor that these are some of the things: administrative cost, claim rates, morbidity rates, mortality rates, theft rates. They play, you know, a big role while somebody's or whole classes premiums go up. Otherwise premiums are very much quoted and remains as is. Sometimes premium also go lower as well. You know, the example of that is, for example, if the mortality rate is going down, people are living even a longer life, it will cause premiums to go low. And I've seen in last 3 years, twice insurance companies conducted a seminar and they came over into our office just to tell us that now from same $100, your clients are able to get more insurance. Why? Because overall mortality rates went down. So it can go vice versa. It's important that you understand, and there may be a question, one or two in exam. If you have the concept, I think you'll be able to answer that. Everything is good so far? Mortality rates, morbidity rates, good. APS. APS is something you will be dealing with is when you order a medical for a client and you submit a report to the insurance company. Sometimes insurance company want an attending physician statement. They called it APS. Remember in the application you provide your physician's detail, and sometimes they want to verify some of the things with your physician. So they will write down an email or send a letter to the physician asking that, okay, on person's XY's behalf, provide us an attending physician statement that these questions are answered rightly. So this is known as APS. In disability insurance, you need to provide an APS because doctor has to write down that, yeah, this person is disabled, cannot go to work for these many days or these many weeks. You need to provide APS. Then second concept is MIB. MIB is a Medical Information Bureau. This is a cloud data. You know, when you go and get your blood test done or some of the labs done in Canada, they don't give they don't give the patient any reports. In other countries, patients will get some reports. Over here, only your doctor will be getting the reports and doctor will be uploading all the information at MIB, which is a cloud. That is known as Medical Information Bureau. So in Medical Information Bureau, who has access to Medical Information Bureau? Your doctor, government, and insurance companies. They have access to this, and government has provided them access to this Medical Information Bureau. So once you're filling up application, they can verify it at their records. And if they find a discrepancy or otherwise, they have every right to ask you, hey, we have a red flag. Your MIB information says something else, and your answer to some of the question in applications are something else. So make sure you know, and you tell your clients, hey, there's an MIB. By no means you can hide something. Even if you try to hide, they will find out and then they might blacklist you. That is very, very wrong for your family because now you might not be ever able to claim this product or service. So it's important. Clients don't know, they think that they can cheat. But honestly, it's our responsibility to let them know that answer these questions to the best of your abilities, because anyways, they will find a red flag. They can either go for APS or they can go for MIB or they can go for both at the same time as well. So that's how it is. I hope it's clear how you order the exam and what things are important. Next is need for prompt delivery. Now, this is also agent responsibility. What is a delivery? Let's say Marine's plans got approved. I got this information today. Okay, your plan got approved and I'm in Italy, let's say, and I'm not able to deliver the plan. Now, what's going to happen in that? Immediately, you need to deliver the plan. Why? There's a reason. Once the company approves the plan, they give 10 days period for the client to have a look at that. What do they call it? They call it a free look period. How many days? 10 days. If I'm delaying as an agent to deliver the plan, that means I am ruining clients' 10 days opportunity window. Because if in 10 days clients does not like something or want to change, you can get the refund of everything that you have paid so far. Right? But once the day 11 is there, now client cannot, they can cancel on the plan, but they're not gonna get any refund back. So this is advisor's responsibility that once you get the delivery, you assign it or you deliver it. If you're not even available right now, majority of the company are doing e-delivery that you can do through email. And wherever you are sitting, just to stop this thing, they have introduced, if somebody's on a vacation as well, you can do an e-delivery so that the client get it on the day one. So they have that time period to look into that. Sounds good? That is known as need for prompt delivery. Prompt mean earliest possible delivery. Need for agent to be aware of any changes since the time of application and the time of delivery. Because there is also one question when you deliver the plan, they ask you, has client personal income situation or health situation changed from the time of application till the time of approval or remained same? If you answer yes, then they want what has changed because they want to read underwrite the plan now. If I answer no, everything is same, then delivered. Sounds good? It's my responsibility. Let's say if I'm going to my client and my client is telling me, hey, I was hospitalized for last 2 days. Thank God you came up and my plan got approved. Now it's a red flag for me. Why my client is hospitalized last 2 days? Instead of delivering the plan, I should I should hide this information, and I should let that, okay, you know what, this is a recent advancement in your health. I need to update the company about it. It might not have any bad impact on this plan, but still it's my responsibility to write them that this is the newest situation about your health, that you have been hospitalized for the last couple of days. So that is also, you need to see from the time of application till the time of approval if there's a change of health or financial changes. Yes, Jaya.
Okay, so how would you update the insurance company on this?
Okay, so Jaya, that's very simple. So once you deliver the plan through e-delivery, the moment you click on e-deliver, they will show you three questions and three options. The first option will say, do you see any change in the client's health? If you answer no, then that means no. If you answer yes, then they want the detail. Similarly, income. Do you see any income changes or any employment loss or anything, any other thing happening with the client, any bankruptcy? If you answer yes, then you provide detail. If you answer no, then that means everything is as is. So it's built in into delivery process. Sounds good? Awesome. Dealing with rated case. Now that's also a very, very important. What is a rated case? Who's going to tell me what is a rated case?
So that is when there is any disease there or any condition in which there's a red flag.
Very true. So rated means non-standard plan. It's not completely standard. There may be exclusions, there may be higher premiums required, or there may be, you know, some other things need to be taken care of. So that's why the plan is rated. Now, you also understand that client has an expectation. Once you see the client, you show them the numbers, you show them always standard numbers, because the numbers you're able to take out from the software are majority of the time standard illustrations. So you show them standard numbers. They are very happy about how their future is looking like in 20 years, how much money they're going to have in 10 years, what is their retirement, how much money they have, day one, how much insurance. They are very excited about this thing and they want it to be approved. But all of a sudden, at the time of delivery, you come up with this news, hey, your plan got rated. Do you think client is going to feel good about it? Of course, the client has an expectation. They are thinking about getting it approved, but now company issued a rated plan, so client might not want to go ahead with the plan. And this is a normal thing. If this happens, how would you deal with that? As an advisor, you should know what kind of rating it is. If it's a temporary rating, let your client know, hey, this is a temporary rating for 3-4 months. If you change these things in your daily lifestyle or something, if you maybe skip on your hazardous habits or things, the rating will be only there for 5-6 months. We can retell them that you're done, you have left that habit or you've changed your lifestyle, and rating will go away. Like for me in a smoker case, yes, Marian, I'll take your question, but I'm going to tell you, I used to be a smoker last 15 years, and I got all my plans are rated because of I being a smoker. Now I quit on smoking. After 1 year, I will redo all the medical testing. And if I pass all the medical tests, my rating will be gone and my plans will go back to standard rate. Sounds good? So this means you need to advise your people, your client, then Marine, don't worry about it. This rated is not a permanent rated. This is based on this condition. If we can improve on these things, we can reapply for a review. And review time is 1 year, and we can review things and we can reduce the plans. Yes, Mahanur, and then Marine, I'll take your question as well. Mahanur, yes.
Okay, so my question is that how long before do we have to tell them like I have quit smoking and फिर वापस से वो करना हो जाएगा like prices?
Marine, minimum criteria would be at least a year. Stay smoke free for a year and then go for the testing, because nicotine or tobacco can be tested in your urine sample even for months. So to get it outside of your blood, minimum you have to be smoke free for a year, and then you can reapply for a remedical. They'll take your urine sample again, they'll do extensive testing. If they do not find any detection of the tobacco or nicotine, they will change your rating to a normal plan. Okay. Yes, Marine, you have a question.
So what happened if, like, for example, you are telling us like your own story for the smoker.
Yeah.
What happened if someone is quit for 1 year or 2 years and they started again?
Yeah.
It's very common in the smoking and alcohol.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that?
Okay, so remember one thing. If you quit on something and then you get the advantage of that, then do not forget about that the company will restart the contestability period of 2 years. So they will keep an eye on you because they know that you are a smoker. It's not just you and I know that smoker have tendency to go back to those habits. Insurance companies also know that they will be in close contact with your physician, and they'll be making sure they can also do one more thing. They can send a consent to your neighbors without telling you. They can send a report to your neighbors that okay, this person used to be a smoker with us, but then he recently quit on smoking. We want the best for the family, and if you're able to provide us with some information about their habits, do you see them smoking anymore? They can go on to this level and find out as well, because it's not easy if you're getting, for example, my premiums will go almost 40% down if I become a non-smoker, and a smoker has higher risk of stroke, death, and everything. So it's a big risk on the company. So if they're reducing your premiums, forget about it. They will leave you. You can deceive them. They will follow you, and if they find a material change, they'll come back at you. They will re-raise your things. They might even deny you. They might even say, okay, you know what? You're misleading us. We don't want to remain in contract with you. So it's a big risk. Do it when you really feel you're smoke free. Otherwise, give yourself more number of years, because they'll find out if there's a lapse. Yes, but once 2 years are gone after that, then probably the contestability period is again gone. Then it's up to them. But they will make sure once you declare that next 2 years are very sensitive, you go back into contestability period, and they will keep an eye on you and with your physician as well.
Okay.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, because it's very common here, especially like alcoholism, smoking, and drugs. Like right now, like the cannabis, if you see everywhere, it's allowed in Canada.
Yeah.
So it will come in the urine and it will give you some effects on your body.
Yeah.
So sometimes like people quit and then they go back. I saw so many cases in the community. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm asking. That's what
And-
happened there.
And Marine, I also want to take this time and also tell you a little bit about criteria for smoking varies companies to companies. I have seen different companies. Some companies are a little bit lenient. Once you answer yes to smoking, they will start asking you further questions. What is your frequency? How many sticks of cigarettes you smoke a day? Some will count one or two even in smokers. Some will leave one or two as non-smoker. Similarly, cigars. This is a big thing that I found out in this industry. If you smoke cigar once a week, this country, all of the insurance companies count you as non-smoker. If you're consuming one cigar or two cigar every week, they don't even count you as a smoker. I don't know why, but these are their rules. They feel like tobacco smoking or cigarette smoking is more harmful than having one or two cigars. Similarly, if you're using marijuana or weed or something like that once or twice a week, they don't even count you as smoker, because they say that these are natural products. They tend to be less harmful for the health rather than the tobacco and nicotine itself. So they're more sensitive to all the products, vapes, anything that provides nicotine and tobacco. Those are the ones that have higher risk for heart attack, lung cancers, and things. Not like cannabis, marijuana, because these things are plants. They are also used for medication purpose as well. Yes, they have hallucination effect, other effects that they can cause some kind of problem for you. But technically, if somebody is a marijuana smoker twice a week, they don't even count them in smoker. Even cigar, same thing. For me, it was surprising, but that's how it is. You need to follow the rules. Sounds good?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thank
So
you.
you can also advise to somebody if somebody is thinking, hey, we'll be treated like a smoker, but they're not even smoking cigarette, they are on cigars or marijuana. You can still counsel them, hey, you know what, maybe you don't fall under the definition of a smoker as per this country. Why not? If you don't have protection on you, this is the best time. Protect yourself, right?
Okay.
Okay, so this is how you deal with the rated class. Tell them that it's temporary. If you do this, you might be able to overcome this and the rating will be gone. If there's permanent, then of course you don't give false claims to people. If you feel like this is permanent, like say somebody is diabetic now for years, you don't know diabetes is not going to be reversed. It's going to be there. So don't tell the client, hey, your rating will go away one day. It will never happen, right? You can leave a habit, but you cannot cannot change your underlying condition or situation. Similarly, when people feel, oh, now my rates are going up, monthly rates are going up, I don't think I should go with this plan, I should look into something else, let's try with another company. They are sounding like very disheartened, dejected. You tell them, hey, you know what, our idea behind to go for this product and service is rationale was different. Rationale was to protect your family. Even though you are issued a rated plan, still the rationale is there. I would feel that your family now needs protection even more because you got a rating issued. So tell them that the underlying reason of suggesting you this product or service is something else, even though you are rated, but that only brings more attention towards your family, that you need to protect yourself. So these are some of the ways you can deal with the rating of any case. Providing the contract disclosure. Yes, you have to provide the disclosure about why you are choosing this riders for them, what this rider has to offer them, what are the exclusions. You all have to go through one time with the client over these things as well. And claims. Claims are important. So let's say somebody wants to file a claim, who company doesn't even know the client, right? Company can receive client's call. They have a customer services department that can help the client, but technically client went to the company through a advisor. So it's your responsibility to make the claim process easy for your clients. Tell them one after another. Whenever you see them, always tell them, hey, in case of any claim, don't hesitate, don't shy off contacting me. I will be the first point of contact. I will help you in all your things. Let me know how things are going on. If somebody has a disability plan, hey, let me know if you're feeling not good about your health. Let me know. I will guide you how you can go see a doctor and how we can file a claim. So filing claim, advisor has a big responsibility to help the client out. Okay, we call this post purchase services. Like, sometimes what happens, once we serve a client, we don't even talk to the client for years because we made money. You know how this is an agent mentality, sale person's mentality. They serve somebody, they forget them, now they are hunting the new one. But in the filling up application, there's a question asked, who is going to be the servicing advisor? That means who is going to provide post purchase services for ongoing years. And you have to write your name there, that you are going supposed to provide post services as well. What is the number one post service that the client needs? Is help in the claims, right? That's the number one service they want you for. And second service, they want a review with you time and time again. Sit down with them, review them, assess their needs, whether anything has changed, whether something has gone surplus to their requirement, whether something is now short, you need to protect it better. So these are the things you need to provide the post purchase services. Okay, client services is one and the same thing. Let me see if I find something more important here. All right, so this brings us to the end of chapter number 7. Okay, and what was the chapter number 7? Insurance recommendation, client's contract. Your responsibility. Why are you providing certain recommendation? What are these? Is the rationale behind it? Have you considered the fine details with the client? Have you sit down and discuss in detail the application process? Have you taken the medical history in a rightful manner? Have you asked questions about client's habit in a good manner? Have you disclosed all information to the insurance company that can help with the medical underwriting? Did you inform your client that do not hide things because they have MIB and APS availability? Ask, verify the income proof if there's a disability insurance in case, all those things. So that's a summary of this chapter. Yes, Manur, we'll take your question and then we'll close this topic.
Okay, so my question is that I know someone who has a life insurance on his life,
Okay.
and now he wants to like change that to his to the for his kids. I don't remember the name exactly, but the one with the with the marriage one and the study one, तो पूरा package था एक जिसमें like we can take out the money anytime we want to use for the kids and stuff.
Okay, so Mahnur, if you know this person, the best thing you can do, you can set up a meeting and tell the person, hey, I understood your situation. I got to know that this is what you're trying to do it. I know somebody, I can connect you with that person. That person is in this industry for a few years and provides education and concepts. Are you interested to learn what kind of plan you have and what kind of features and benefits you can convert into? If you're interested, I can set up a meeting with that person for you. Just simply ask that. If they're interested, you can set up a meeting with me, and you can also shadow that meeting, because you shadowing and I am answering them, because I don't know what kind of plan they have. There are multiple type of plan. So unless I don't see the client, I don't see the papers, I cannot tell you. There could be many possibilities, or there could be no possibility. Their plan may be very, very restricted plan, but only the possibilities when I sit down with them. So tell them, invite them for a free educational session. We can review their plans and provide them a better recommendation. Okay. All right. So now the last chapter is chapter number 8. This is about group plan specifics. I don't see this plan is not, this chapter is not important for exam point of view at all, but I'll see whether there is some important thing that I want to go over with you. And I'll be watching the screen here, and if I see something informational, valuable, I'll share with you. Otherwise, we'll quickly skim through this chapter. Sounds good? So the name of the chapter is Group Plan Specifics. What you need to know in detail about some of the group plans, specifics. So it's gonna go deep down into the details. Some of these things I've never heard in my whole practice. So that's why I feel like I will only give you the information that is beneficial for you, not the information that can confuse you. So understanding the group plans, you all know that group plans, there's always a plan sponsor, right? There's always an insurance company, there's always somebody who plan administrator, and then the members as a benefit. You know the part of the group. We have read that in our other chapters. Number of members, it depends on small companies may have 25 or fewer members. Large companies maybe have 50 or more, or maybe over 100. It depends. Age, gender, turnover rates, nature of business, what kind of business is being done. Let's say somebody is offering a group plan to a warehouse business. Of course, the premium for a warehouse business would be higher because all the employees in warehouse are working risky jobs. So nature of business is very, very important to consider because your group plan rates depend on the nature of business. Comparative business, once you provide the quotation, you want to look into 3-4 other same type of business. If there is some quotation available for them as well as a comparable, you can show the data sheets, comparison to different business owners about different plans. Product and services, what type of product and services you can offer to the group plans or make a part of group plans. Some group plans have short-term disability. Some employer don't opt for short-term, they only opt for long-term disability. So you can have short-term disability, long-term disability. On extended healthcare plan, you can cover prescription drugs for your employees, you can cover vision care for your employees, you can cover dental care, you can make a package. Technically, I want to ask, these are all the services available to employer. Employer is going to see what is his budget, how many benefits he want to give to the employees. So he decides, because employer is always the owner in group plan and members are just the beneficiaries. They don't control the plan, owner control the plan. Okay, elements. EAP is an important thing. EAP stands for Employee Assistance Plan. Can anybody tell me about this? Anybody has heard about EAP or Employee Assistance Plan?
I guess to help out the employee for the insurance. And like, for example, what I understand is basically when we have the plan sponsor, so someone is taking responsibility for the employees when they
Okay,
are
so
just
no. So basically, it's going to go into a different talk. This is a different
okay.
concept. So
Okay.
EAP is basically some employers, like when I was working for Air Canada. Air Canada also provided health and dental benefit from Manulife. I was entitled to receive those benefits. In our benefit, there was a clause that, okay, Asad, you also have availability of EAP. That means Employee Assistance Program. EAP is not an insurance portion in the plan. It's basically counseling available to me. Let's say if I feel like I'm very much drained in my job and I am mentally not in peace, I want to see some psychiatrist. I want to see some counseling, marriage counseling. I'm not able to keep balance between my work and family life. I'm struggling with that. So these are the counseling sessions you can go and arrange for yourself, and to those counselors, insurance company will pay. So these are not a monetary benefit to the employee, but this is always a extra care available to the employee. If you're mentally not feeling well, if you're not able to find balance, you're falling through some stress, relationship challenges, your boss, your manager, employee relationship problems, you can always opt for EAP, Employee Assistance Program. Sounds good? So this is known as EAP. So Jaya asked,
So
so this is like mental
occupational
health service.
therapist, yeah, occupational therapist and these kind of services, they are coming under that.
So consultation.
Consultation for.
Occupational therapists do not consult, they do some physical work.
Mm-hmm.
Consultation means you see a psychiatrist, you see an
Okay.
educator, where no physical work is performed. It's basically you are guided through some counseling sessions.
Okay.
Like counseling is involved, and Jaya said very right, mostly EAP is related with mental counseling. When people go into depression, chiropractitioners are they are doing physiotherapies, providing some kind of physical services, massages. Those are covered in other programs, those are covered in disability, but they are not part of, because in some of those programs, how you go for a massage, you pay from your pocket and then company reimburse you. I said EAP does not even pay you anything. EAP only pays to the psychiatrist directly. They don't pay you any reimbursement. So this is purely counseling, and mostly the counseling involved is mental counseling.
Okay.
Sounds good? Let me see if I can find some examples here. So EAP is not insurance coverage, but is instead a counseling service providing psychological counseling for psychological problems, addiction counseling for drug and alcohol abuse, addiction counseling, marriage counseling for marital stress. That is also an example. Legal counseling for personal legal services, including divorce, preparation of will, etc. So these are the examples of EAP. So you can opt that in your group plan. Sounds good? It's an important question. They might ask, they might test you from this EAP. Anybody has any questions so far? All good? Okay. Okay, group insurer services. So plan member enrollment. Enrollment, how do you get enrolled into a group plan? Like when you join a new job, they put you under probation period. Once you're done probation period, then they want you to fill up and enroll yourself into the company benefits. And normally employee is given 30 to 60 days to enroll himself or herself. Sound good? Sounds good. Normally these plans are also contributory plans. Contributory plans means employee is also contributing a portion from their monthly income. So sometimes when employee is not able to decide whether he wants to go with this plan or not, they have 30 to 60 days to opt themselves into the plan. Otherwise, the whole year they cannot get any benefit. Now they can enroll themselves into next year. But majority of these plans are contributory plans where you contribute a portion or a percentage of your income that goes in, and employer puts the remaining part. Sounds good? Okay. Claim adjudication, not important. Group brokerage services, not important. Existing plan design with group plans, not important. New plan design, funding formulas, non-funding, refund accounting. ASO. ASO is a little bit important here. I think we have discussed that in ethics as well. Remember ASO? Administrative services only. Administrative services only is if a company is a massive company, over 100 employees, big company, they want to protect their employees with all health and dental benefit from their own budget, own bank account, then their company can hire an insurance company for some help of procedure and everything, but they will be the one refunding every money or paying for each of those sessions or for those drugs. Company pays from their own account, not from the insurance company's account. Insurance company is only there to help out with the procedures. That is known as ASO arrangement, administrative service only. Only large organizations go for that. We have discussed that in ethics, but since it's coming back again, so I thought let's go over again. Coordination of benefit. Anybody can tell me what coordination of benefit is? We spoke about it in disability in detail. Anybody can tell me? So coordination of benefit is if you have multiple plans, then insurance companies are in touch. Remember, I gave you an example. I gave Manur this example. Let's say Manur is working as an employee with some company. She has group plans. She has health and dental plan, and Manur's husband also has group and health and dental plan. Manur took her child to a dental service, and the bill was $500. Manur claimed it from her company as well, and now Manur's husband is trying to claim the same bill from his company as well. So I told you that these companies have coordination network in place. They cannot pay double counting. They cannot pay you twice. Whenever you submit a claim, they will, within their network, they'll find out whether the benefit or the claim has been paid by some other insurance company. So this is known as coordination of benefit. You cannot deceive them to have multiple or more frequent benefits. This is known as coordination of benefit. Sounds good? So guys, this brings me to the close of chapter number 8 as well, and technically to the close of accident and sickness. Let me tell you, people tell me that this is one of the hardest module of this exam, just because I feel like that they're not able to understand the concepts. When I went through the book for this module and we delivered these lectures and did, I felt like this is pretty easy chapter. But I tell you, this is very practical module as well, because in your day-to-day life, you need to protect people with their income. For disability, you need to protect people for their assets. Critical illness, you need to protect people's saving. Critical illness and accidental health care insurance like travel insurance and health and dental. You need long-term care, longevity risk, all these things. You client profiling is very important. Making recommendation about any service is very important, how you do that, and your role is very important. So it's a beautiful chapter. I learned a lot from this, and I hope you guys got most value out of this as well. Now tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we're gonna work on the quizzes for this, and by the end of this week, I think each one of you should be able to pass this module. How many of you are committed to get it done before Sunday? Raise your hand. Okay, so Marine, let's get it done. I know Jaya is already done with this, and Manu, you will also get it done. So with this, let's stop the recording, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're going to be talking about the quizzes. So guys, relax, enjoy, give yourself energy and time to look into these videos, start revising it, because you need to get this exam done. All right, take care.